Like I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to you guys if I didn't turn off all the clipping so you could just hear what these sound like without it, because it is not pretty. I mean, it's pretty, actually. It's very pretty. It's very clean.
Oh, you're talking about like without all the mastering stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, literally, like, it's crystal clear. You can hear how some things are more distorted than others. Now, that same section with just Saturn on.
Holy shit. Yeah.
That's the sound.
Damn.
So that's not even like really traditional mastering. That's just saturation.
Yeah.
Or Dyne 1 on there.
Which is a multi-band parallel compressor, by the way.
Absolute chaos that if you guys are struggling with any of the stuff we talked about before, ignore this thing. This is not for you. This is chaos. It's amazing.
There is a section in the mastering portion of the course where I go in depth into that plugin and explain what it is. Basically, it's parallel multi-band compression. So we're taking parallel different frequency areas and we're kind of like blending that in with the master.
Yeah. The attack and release times here are so sensitive, but like so cool. Like once I figured out what they were doing, I looked it up with Nick. I think we were on Zoom. And I found it out and I was like, oh, I'm cranking that and doing that. And suddenly shit was blowing up and moving around me. And I'm like, proper. Okay, cool. This thing's actually a great plugin because I couldn't get it. It didn't work for me. And then this thing's amazing.
Gold clip.
And this is
what is a clipper, Andrew?
It's a type of saturation where normal saturation is you're hitting the limit of a component and it's like distorting because it can't make the wave any louder than it. So it sort of like hits a wall. Clipping is like the extreme of that, where it's saying nothing above this point makes it through. However, you could do that algorithmically and make it perfect, and it's not
What are the settings? Can I see your settings on Gold Clip? Because I fucked with it recently too, because I'm doing a video for them.
Sure. So I have the ceiling kissing the transients.
Yeah.
Like that's my main goal.
Yeah.
I have it on the modern with Alchemy.
Oh yeah.
Boosting the high end a significant amount. And then Gold's compression is really sensitive. Like I was adjusting by like 0.2 dB or like 0.02 dB and hearing a difference.
Nice.
The box tone is really interesting. It changes a lot, but it's really subtle. I ended up going modern with everything, which is weird because I'm usually a classic on most things, but the modern helped it cut and sound, I don't know, fucking modern. And then Ozone is here literally just to stop.
Barely anything, yeah.
Like my threshold's at 0. It's a ceiling with a, like, that's it. And then I changed the characteristics to, because the output of Gold Clip was too high. So I was just like, all right, well, threshold it to 0.
That's crazy. So like we're barely even limiting in general.
Yeah, all the limiting is coming from the saturation. So like if we pull up Ulean and take a look at it with no saturation. Oh, that's not fair. Hold on. That's not right because I'm gonna put overtone.
That's too low. Why is it so low?
Because I'm on my master. I'm using the master to control my audio. Like to my headphones. Yeah, it's fine. I don't care.
It's not gonna cut. Oh yeah.
So this is just the mix. Right around -20. Saturn boosts it up to -17. So that's adding 3. Pro Q, some EQ moves, adds another 1. Which lines up. I'm adding about 1.5 up here. Dyne 1 just limits dynamics. Probably going to bring it up a little more. Yeah, very, very little. This is where I was like, all right, if my ceiling's 6, like this was, if this at 0, I would have 6 decibels of headroom. So I just boosted it. And then I had, when I was doing all of this, I just had L1 on here to stop it from literally clipping my interface. And this is where it felt right. and then I noticed the sound of L1 and swapped it out for
Mhm.
maximizer, modern, gave it half a decibel of headroom. And even then, you look at it, it's still peaking. Like it's not actually stopping at zero point 0.5.
Yeah,
So like whatever.
yeah.
It sounds good.
This is this is really interesting, dude, because you, of all people, were getting most of our loudness from a clipper. Because I remember when you called me and you were like, it doesn't sound right. The whole mix doesn't even sound right, and I don't know why. And
Yeah.
then I don't know, I like told you to use this plugin because I just kind of I'm
So
doing some
yeah,
content, and so yeah.
that conversation was interesting because you were like, most of modern sound comes from clipping, and you like phrased it with, "I know you're not going for this, but hear me out. Clipping is will give you the saturation, will give you the overdrive." I'm like, okay, and I sort of thought about it, and I was like, why did I like it before? Earlier, when we were mixing, I had Saturn as the first insert, and it was going hard. Like
Mhm.
it was very distorting like crazy. But I liked the glue it had. So I was like, okay, let me start. And it originally was just this band that was that wide. So it was like that. I was like, I'll leave the lows alone. I'll leave the highs alone. It needs more mid range info. I tried a couple different algorithms, pushed it up, and I was like, oh, we're here. Then this, I literally just popped another one in, made it neutral, and changed it to transformer because the what up to 3K was hard, or up to 2K, the 1 to 2K, 500 to 2K was just too much. So I switched it from tape to transformer, let that go. I'm actually just doing some EQ on everything below
Mhm.
90 here. There's no drive, no dynamics, gentle saturation on everything up high. And once I did this, I was like, oh, we're here now. This is what I've been looking for.
So the
This is the
tone
glue.
was how you wanted, and also like it was a little more glued dynamically with this.
Yeah, it was more glued because everything in the mid range was so separated and clear. Like you saw
Mhm.
how much we were cutting out of the mid range of everything throughout the mix.
Yep.
Saturn brings it all back with
Yes, that's what
saturation.
I do too. I like scoop and clear things out, and it's like you're like borderline gutting the mix, and then you bring it back up all together
Yeah.
at the
Oh,
end.
it sounds super gutted without it enabled.
Yeah, yeah. And you just glue it all together. I'm glad that you
Yep.
do that too.
And we've never talked about that before, guys. That
Yeah.
we just found out that we do the
This
same
is like
thing.
the one thing we agree on. This is so funny.
But Gold Clip's awesome, man. I love Gold Clip.
Yeah, so why do you think you settled on like a clipper to kind of get the loudness instead of a limiter? Because that sounds kind of crazy if you
Because
think about it.
a limiter and a clipper are doing the same thing, just with a different style. It's like a compressor is a limiter, but a limiter is doing it more aggressively. A clipper is a limiter, but doing it more aggressively. A limiter says nothing gets above this point. A
Yeah.
clipper says I'm cutting off everything above this point. It's the same goal, it's the same thing, but like it's going to do it in a more aggressive way. And this is emulating a piece of analog gear. So while it says it's cutting everything off above a certain point, it's doing other stuff too. It's applying EQ curves. It's certain dynamics are going to respond to that change differently.
Uh-huh.
All of that stuff. So the reason I'm using Gold Clip is because you gave it to me and I played with it till I liked how it sounded. I've never compared a clipping plugin. This is my first time ever using one.
Uh-huh.
And it blew my mind when we were listening and I just happened to pop open Ulean and we were at -7 to -6 with a -5.4 momentary. Like I think one of our songs like momentary hits like
Well,
4.2
you
or something.
sacrificed a little bit because I remember we were at like -6 at one point, and then you kind of got rid of that, but we ended up liking it better, which is fine.
So we brought it down a little bit. That was before Saturn. So like I was
Okay.
hearing more of the low end pump because we brought the mid range back up. It actually brought the loudness up as well. And I ended up pulling the low end down when I was referencing. So like what's great about mastering the same session that you mix in, not something I recommend that everyone does, but this is a benefit
I
of doing
kind of
it.
like tell everyone to though. I don't know. Like this
It's
is
it
according
works.
to
It's fine.
engineers you shouldn't, but I just find it more convenient, you know? So I
Hey man,
say
I
like if
love
I
Greasy Will because he's shitting on mastering engineers right now.
I
He's
saw
going,
that, yeah.
"Oh,
That
it's
shit was
so good.
hilarious.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him so much. He does not care." But what I do is that it allows me to basically pull up all my references and like, you know, one of the things that I like about Peripheries mixes is the low end and it's clear. So what I end up doing is I have
Yeah, I
my
don't know if I didn't hear that because I think it might be routed somewhere other than listen to.
uh you're right. So what I'm going to do is pop this here and you guys are going to have to turn your volume up because it's uh really low on the master, and on Pro Tools the master fader is pre-insert on everything. So
Mhm.
volume's going to be a little lower for you. But what's great about this, you're still getting your feed.
Yeah, I hear it.
So I think I widened it to about here. I used the lines as my reference. So I like turned it up loud enough to where I could hear that. We'll do that on one of the sections and be like, all right, am I hearing the same instruments? Am I hearing the same elements? What's the balance between them? And I would compare that to everything else. And then I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm going to go halfway between those two lines now. And like try to like literally just do it visually. I wasn't thinking about numbers or anything and repeat that process. And that's what led me to putting saturation on the master bus. That's what led me to cutting out certain regions of all these Pro Q4s at the end of things that like was really just a last minute change out of desperation to try to make it work. Like that bump at 500 that's dynamic purely was because I noticed when I went to this region of Green Day songs compared it to ours, theirs had bass and ours straight up didn't. And when I boosted it, it was too much. So I was like, dynamic. I guess this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, mastering in your own session makes it great because when you compare to your references, they're at a similar loudness. In fact,
Yeah.
ours are louder than some of the references, which is kind of crazy. That's a lot of yapping about.
Nice, dude. I had a lot of fun with that just now. I know a lot of this stuff might sound kind of new for a lot of you, but what questions do y'all have regarding anything we just went over? Whether it's vocals or the mastering stuff,
Or
I know,
workflow or philosophy,
or
literally
workflow, yeah.
anything, dude.
Yeah, at this point we could really just open the floor if anyone has anything.
I like to when I can, especially since my new PC is a workhorse. Are you talking about mastering in the same session,
I
Sam?
think that's what he was referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. I mean, this thing is like, for all intents and purposes, like an outdated computer. It's a 90 or 5950X. Still great. Love this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It does its job very well. I've had to really tweak it. I've had to push it to 64 gigs of RAM and all sorts of stuff. Modern stuff really eats up processing power for sure.
Cool. Well, I mean, I don't see any questions, man. Andrew, did you have anything else you'd like to add or go over? Because we covered drums for sure. We covered guitars, we covered bass, we covered vocals, and we also covered mastering. So, is there any other like stones you'd like to turn over while we're here?
Yeah, one thing, and it has to do with the strings. Don't let any rules ever tell you that you need to do certain things the right way. These are all MIDI tracks, and in Pro Tools, you can route MIDI tracks to a single instrument or multiple instruments or multiple things inside one instrument. Like it's crazy what you can do, especially with Contact. I would almost spent like a couple $100 on a great string instrument so I could change all the accents and whatever with just a key trigger. Instead, I just layered a bunch of them. And then for the sake of writing, made each track its own, like two are violin, one viola, one cello, all sustained, all pizzicato, all that stuff. Some of the MIDI, if we look in it, you can see that there was intention put behind the velocities. Actually, that was hand performed. So I recorded those in. I can't tell. It looks like I programmed it in by hand. I think it depends on what the grid size is set to. It was probably something like that. That was definitely done by hand. Other parts were written out or played. Like that was played. All of that was written in for the most part. There was a couple parts in there that were played, and you can tell just by like how late or dragged it was or whatever.
Yeah, out on the grid.
Yeah, you can see like the piano was pretty heavily quantized. Those low parts were actually performed. I must have just tightened them up because like that's 100%. But like my point is, it's really tempting to want to make every element of your mix perfect. And like, this sounds cute. It's not realistic. But it does not matter. Because at the end of the day,
No one is available.
they weren't the focus.
Mm-hmm.
And what they add is more than what they're missing. Like, there's stuff in there that I'm sad you can't hear. But it is what it is. And, you know, creativity is the most important thing. How it feels is the most important thing. Some of this is handwritten in, some of it's played. The piano track on this is partially handwritten, mostly played by Nick. I punched in and re-recorded some parts. Do what you got to do for the song, and don't let your ego get in the way. I'm super guilty of that, or have been super guilty of that, and it's something I work on. And I think everyone does it to some extent, you know?
I think
Yeah.
Darian had a question.
Sure.
I was just wondering, can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was wondering about if we could go over the acoustic section that you guys had with the acoustic guitar. I was just curious about like your guys' way of processing acoustic guitar.
So for the acoustic stuff, there was a couple sections. You know, we had the like transitional parts. Do you mean at the beginning of Glass Shoes?
Yeah, I think that was the one that it was. I know you guys had a couple of them.
With that, so this is pretty interesting. These are all actual mics. We recorded this in just like a living room, essentially. 2 mics for each take. The 2 mics are panned together, so we're not using the 2 mics to create stereo width. It's more just to have a wider bandwidth of frequencies. We did some processing, like cutting out lows and some body. The biggest thing, more than anything for this, was sending this to the Room Reverb. And we actually have a Room Reverb plugin like on that bus specifically for this moment. It was just a kilohertz thing. I
Gotcha.
later got Epic and used it all over the mix, but when I replaced kilohertz with Epic, this section didn't sound right, so we just put it back and automated it. Us saying all that and doing that section was just us doing it in front of a mic. There's no fancy processing about it.
Okay, so it's like almost totally raw.
That section is. And then for her, what's the name of the song? Time of Our Lives. I believe we did some EQ moves on the way in, but I can't remember. Let's see. We'll just solo this. So on left and right, it's just an acoustic guitar. In the center, we have a Nashville tuned acoustic. So it's using the top 6 strings, or the thinner 6 strings of a 12-string set on a 6-string acoustic. And it just gives it that sound. It kind of sounds like a mandolin in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Crazy.
Are there no plugins on that, or am I tripping?
There's like no plugins on that, man. There's Mix
love
Hub. Yeah, I cut out some highs. I boosted some frequencies, but like just EQ.
Yeah, the way that I'd approach acoustic is just like EQ, and then probably a little bit more compression than electric, just because some of the hits might be different depending
Yep.
on your playing. And then
And that's what we
multi-band
were-
compression.
That's what I was accentuating though, because like I got to record these like as one of
Well,
the
when
last
it's blended
things.
down to get it to cut
Yeah.
through, you kind of just want that stuff.
Exactly. So when acoustics are up front and in your face, you want something completely different. Like his nylon part, 2 EQs, compressor, and that thing's even that's kind of buried.
Except for when you bounced it
That one
super
time.
loud, and it's all I listened to when I was editing the videos. That one
That was
version
great.
of it.
Good times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a.
I think that's a steel string, buddy.
I thought this is going straight to the instrument bus. I thought it went to the acoustic bus.
That sounds compressed.
Crazy compressed.
Yeah. It's super upfront. You wouldn't want it that compressed if it was the main focus.
No.
Like if it was like super upfront, you wouldn't want it that compressed because it's gonna sound like too squished, too squishy.
Yeah. You'd want more attack time. You'd want less compression overall, more brightness.
Yeah, you can tell because the low end is sort of just too consistent, or like the low
Mhm.
mids are just like too flat, you know. And for guitar, that's usually for like an acoustic guitar, that's usually it just makes it obvious.
Cool. Sweet, dude. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure, man. We will have more acoustic guitar related stuff for you very soon as well.
Perfect.
So yeah,
Appreciate it.
hell yeah. Andrew, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I made a good point. I know that we'll probably end up, if we missed anything, make a video about it at some point. So,
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, dude.
did everyone find something that they could use out of this? That's like what I care about.
Yo, I got a lot of stuff from this.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's good to hear. How does
How's
it
it-
feel being done with this extra song? Andrew, how does it feel for you, man? That's my
Weird.
question.
I feel like I should be mixing something. So, yeah, I'm like creating things to do. I'm like, oh, we got to work on the social media stuff now too. And I'm like, that's neat. I should probably start recording the next thing so I can mix the next thing. Like, I just want to keep making music. Like, this
Yeah.
is what's fun to me. So, like, it's a relief. It's good to be able to put it in the past and sort of start over because, like, this whole thing has been making it work, you know? There's no redoing the drum tracks. There's no doing anything. It's like, this is 5-year-old stuff. Now it's done.
Yeah.
I can work on something that's a year old.
Yeah, exactly. We have a whole other 7 songs that
Yep.
are already have the vocals recorded and the drums recorded, so we could work on that.
Yeah.
And then you got some stuff you got to write for that as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
And CLA Mix Hub is the MVP, dude. Yes, but channel strips are the MVP. Is really what should be taken away. Is like if you find a channel strip you like, and you not that you like how it sounds, that you know how to use. That you know how to use. That's what the point of it is. It's a tool that it's supposed to be a Swiss Army knife. If you treat a channel strip like a thing to achieve a certain sound, that shouldn't be what you base your entire mix around, unless you want just that one sound. But Shep's Omnichannel is a close second. I like CLA Mix Hub. It's my go-to for now.
you know, I already showed you, Andrew, and I posted on my story a little bit, doing like different versions of songs that I recorded that we're about to finish. And so, yeah, I like remixing my own songs too. I like kind of like doing alternate versions, you know.
I have this task where I have to play these songs on guitar and sing at the same time. So that's been eating up my mental capacity, is practicing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing too great, but you know, we're getting there.
Yeah.
One day at a
Practice,
time.
man. Yeah. Still practice. Well, thanks y'all for pulling up. This was incredible. This was amazing. This is going to go down in course history for sure.
Thank you guys.
Yo, thank you so much, guys. This is
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
guys.
dude.
This is special.
For sure.
Always
Yeah.
grateful to be here, guys.
Really
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
pulling up.